And Mighty Impulse just a tardily slow away. One of the first to show out here is French Clock, and away smartly on the inside is Jewel of the Pride. Civilist is working up and over on the outside of those Knock Row. Back behind them, Oliver Twist, trapped a little bit deep with Brave Chief in the centre, a length to Declare. Then comes Let's Cut Loose, Mighty Impulse and Strike Force over on the outside of the tail. Down the hill, 1,000 out, and French Clock on top, leading by 3 parts of a length to Knock Row. It's unusual to see French Clock in the lead. Two away, Civilist is third. Around it, Oliver Twist to fourth. A length away to Brave Chief, easing off heels, going deep around the outside. Next then, Let's Cut Loose as they drop the pace, and a few of these in trouble in a shuffle up. Jewel of the Pride on the inside. Mighty Impulse having no luck. He's pulling now around him. Strike Force, and a length off last of all now is Declare. Up at the 650 and the leader French Clock, a neck in front of Knock Row. Oliver Twist, well, there are no excuses today. He's third over on the outside of Civilist. Let's Cut Loose making a run, followed by Brave Chief. Mighty Impulse trying to get into the clear on the outside of him. Strike Force from Jewel of the Pride, and last is Declare as they jam up on the turn. 350 out, French Clock. Oliver Twist on the outside. Let's Cut Loose. Civilist going for a run. Back along the inside, Jewel of the Pride, and then comes Mighty Impulse. Strike Force 200 metres out, and Oliver Twist, and Oliver goes for home. Let's Cut Loose on the outside, and French Clock fighting back. Oliver's just in front. Let's Cut Loose and French Clock. Oliver Twist pulling out enough. He's just got in. Oliver Twist, a half head French Clock. Let's Cut Loose third. Mighty Impulse fourth. Then Civilist, Every Chance, Jewel of the Pride, followed by Brave Chief, Strike Force, Knock Row, and a shocker by Declare, who's finished last.
Number 2, Oliver Twist, 210 and 140. 6, French Clock at 220. 1, Let's Cut Loose at 260.
On the Super Tab, 2, Oliver Twist, 240, 130. 6, French Clock, 230. 1, Let's Cut Loose, 310.
The amended dates at Kembla 231.
OK, well, we'll come back for the New South Wales dividends in Melbourne soon. National Racing Service, Triple F.
Being pushed up towards the barrier. The rest of the field stands well. They start at the top of the straight, have a run down to the winning post, and then one circuit of the track. Now it looks as though it's in. Serious Thoughts is in. Wayne Davis climbing back on board. Strong wind blowing across the track. Everything ready for a start in the Derby. Lights on and they're off and running. Serious Thoughts was a bit slow to get going. Balut the first one to jump out. Now Cho from the inside immediately dropped back. Star of Nime getting into a handy position. Zilly Ladders going up towards the lead with Conrad and travelling about fourth as they come down the straight the first time. Huntingfield's out wide. Wavishing over on the rails. Then came Serious Thoughts. All go. Back at the tail of the field is Lord Baracus, and over on the inside is Naucho. Past the post they go. One lap of the track ahead of them, and Balut shows the way by just over the length. Star of Nime's got across onto the fence with Huntingfield travelling third on the outside. Conradin is travelling fourth, one off the rails, and Zilly Ladders pushed for 3 wide as they make the run out of the straight. Serious Thoughts was next, being followed by Naucho. Then came All Go, and back at the tail of the field is still Lord Baracus. Past the 1600 point they went, and the leader is Balut by just over the length. Running second is Serious Thoughts around the outside of Star of Nime, nicely placed. Conradin's 3/4 of a length away on the outside, followed by Wavishing. She's going through on the inside. Zilly Lad whips around the outside to go up and have a crack at the lead, being followed by Serious Thoughts. Then a length and a half further back is All Go. Now Cho is second last, and a length and a half off at the rear is still Lord Baracus. Along the back of the course they go about 1100 metres from the judge, and the leader is Balut, being joined by Zilly Lad on the outside. A length and a half away in third place, Star of Nime on the inside of Huntingfield. Then another length, Conradin, and a half length further back is Wavishing. 1 length to Serious Thoughts, and just over the length and a quarter then came Naucho through on the inside. A half length behind it on the outside is All Go, and Lord Baracus 1 length off at the tail. Past the 800 they travel. Balut is in front. Gone out once again to lead by almost a length. Zilly Lad on the outside. Back running third is Star of Nime. Hasn't spent a penny. Around the outside of the field goes Conradin, putting it as run as they go to the 600. Being followed by Huntingfield. Then came All Go. Serious Thoughts Wavishing on the rails, being followed by Lord Baracus. Last of all is Naucho. 400 metres to go as they make the run around the home turn. Balut is still in the lead from Zilly Lad on the outside. Conradin is travelling third as they make the run around the home turn. All Go is out deep as they swing into the straight, and Star of Nime off the rails. They're in the straight and down towards the 200. Zilly Lad is in the lead. Here's Star of Nime. Wavishing is joining in too, followed by All Go. Star of Nime bursts to the lead and goes clear. Star of Nime is racing away from Wavishing. Naucho's coming home well, but Star of Nine, too good, wins the Derby easily. Now Cho got up and ran second, a photo for third. Lord Baracus and Wavishing. They were followed in then by Zilly Lad. The next one behind it was All Go, followed by Serious Thoughts. Then came Huntingfield. Conradin was second last, and after leading, Balut dropped out and ran last.
Number 2, Star of Nine, 270 wins the Group 3 Cadbury Tasmanian Derby. Over 3, Norcho, a photo for third between 4 and 11. Now the updates, he's gone for one of the maidens, Dangerous, which is paying $9.90. The current win pool is more than $1.5 million. Shogun Lodge firmed right in, $3.10. Shogun Lodge in favourite. 3, Align, 11. 4, Catbird, second pick, $4.80. $52 for number 5, Passmore. Number 6 is Ma Tree, 23. 7, Dangerous, $9.90. It is Late Mail from Rod Galegas. Larry Cassidy's ridden 2 winners on the program so far. Now, on with the update. Number 8, Cullen, 24. 9 is Fabiano's Son, 11. 10, High Rolling, 13. 11, Quick Star, 74. 41, Majestically. 14, Easy Rocking, $45. 15, Countess Christie, $9.20. 16, Boulevard, $61. And 17, Parting Jester, $142 on the New South Wales TAB. There's 5 minutes remaining to the Golden Slipper. And Terry Bailey goes 237, 10, 4, 6. It's a superfecta race in New South Wales and Tasmania. Rod Galegas has a trifecta for you. 7, Dangerous, 4, Catbird, and 3, Align. 7, 4, 3 from Rod Galegas. Correct weight there at Kembla. 4, Lord Baracus got third at Elwick. Well, in a lead up to the Golden Slipper as they arrive at the gates during the week, I think on Thursday morning, Wayne Harris caught up with some of the leading contenders in terms of trainers and jockeys for the Golden Slipper.
Readout's choice, is he as good as what we think he is?
Well, we'll know Saturday, won't we, Wayne? His run in the Blue Diamond was extremely good. He ran the time, he had to face the breeze, he overcome difficulties, and in his first run to win, you know, him or Shogun Lodge looks the winner to me.
Yeah, I couldn't be more pleased with him, Wayne. He worked nice this morning. He done similar work to what he did last Thursday prior to running in the Pago. We just went nice pace work home the last furlong. Pulled up very well. Johnny was really pleased with him. I was thrilled with his work.
Well, he's just done fantastically. He only did an easy 800 metres this morning with Glenn in the saddle on the steeple grass here at Randwick. But I'm really happy with this horse. Gosh, he's a good little horse. He's so honest. Any other 2-year-old that got stopped in his tracks, as Glenn said in the steward's room, I was just about to press the button and he was about to explode. Well, you know yourself, if you've done athletics or anything like that, you can't be stopped in your tracks. He came again, and he was only beaten a very short margin.
And in all of his starts, he's travelled right up on the pace. So going to 1,200 metres from 1,000 metres, I think you'll find he'll have a lot of speed, and I think you'll find he'll be just sitting on the pace somewhere. I doubt if he'd lead, but I think he'd be sitting right up there on the pace.
No, I haven't been on him, Wayne, but I did see him win at Kembla, and you know, his win at Kembla was good. Mick took the initiative and went forward when there wasn't a lot of speed, and he done the donkey work, and you know, he lifted him to win. So you know, his time at Kembla overall, sectionals and that were pretty good. So you know, it's a Golden Slipper. You got to have a little bit of luck in the race, and you know, the big plus he's trained by Jack Denham, and I know he's going to be fit and hard to beat.
I'm very happy with the filly. They usually go fast in the race. That's what she wants pace on, and she should be coming home. So I think she won a great race.
Her work this week's been fantastic. She's going to be spot on Slipper Day.
An inside draw. You're obviously happy with that?
Yeah, very happy. That's probably the thing that's going to help with her most. She's still probably only an each way chance, but drawing the one just going to make it a little bit easier for her, hopefully.
Yeah, well, it just depends on how the races run. If they run hard, that suits Dangerous, you know, better, because, you know, he'll get back and, you know, you'll find the line extremely well. And the other horse, he can take up a position, you know, which is a bit of a plus if you're drawing a good gate. But, you know, so, you know, what's really going to happen, you really don't know until the race unfolds, as you know yourself. But he can go forward and take up a posse, so he's got something in his favour. But you still need a lot of luck when you draw bad barriers.
Sure does. John Hawkes, of course, knows how to win a Golden Slipper with Guineas and runner-up with Octagonal, and also some years ago to Justice Prevails. All right, we're about 2 minutes off start time for the Golden Slipper. The current New South Wales win pool is $1.88 million. And the TAB favourite is still number 2 at $3.10. I speak of Shogun Lodge. We might take a quick look at this update for you with 1 minute and 45 to the race. 3.10 Shogun Lodge, now almost $2 million in the win pool. $10 for 3 a line. 4 Catbird, 5.10 for the hope of the ACT. Passmore 53, Martree 23, Dangerous 9.90. Number 8 Cullen 25. Fabiano's Sun 10, High Rolling 14. Quickstar 79, Majestically 40, they are moving in. Easy Rocking 44, Countess Christie 9.10, Boulevard 62. When we come back on Sky Channel, they'll almost be set for the Golden Slipper.
They're racing in the slipper. Beautiful start. One of the roughies parting Jester out well. Cullen hopped out nicely from near the inside and right up there in the early stages. Fabiano's Sun. High Rolling is not far back, followed closely by Catbird and Boulevard, then a line. Length and a half, Easy Rocking 2 to Countess Christie. Passmore, followed by Dangerous. A couple Majestically and then Martree. And about second last, Shogun Lodge, and Quickstar is last. They come to the side. 700 to go, parting Jester from Fabiano's Sun. A line, third Cullen fourth, and then Catbird, Countess Christie, followed by Easy Rocking. Martree out off the track with Passmore, and then comes Dangerous. Boulevard is getting shunted back along the inside. A length and a half to Shogun Lodge, and then comes High Rolling Majestically and Quickstar. Around the corner, the despised roughie, parting just a lead from Fabiano's Sun. A line is joining in, and so too is Easy Rocking. Cullen looking for the way through. Then comes Catbird, Countess Christie, and Shogun Lodge is coming right down the outside. A line hits the front from Fabiano's Sun, and then comes Catbird. He's coming quickly. A line, the leader. Catbird's got him, and Catbird wins the slipper from a line, close for third. Dangerous with Shogun Lodge and Martree, followed by Cullen, Fabiano's Sun, and then a break to Countess Christie, Majestically, parting Jester, Boulevard, followed home by Easy Rocking, High Rolling, Quickstar and Passmore, last to complete the course. Official placings in the slipper. Catbird. Wow. What a win. Standing by for the numbers to come up. There they go. 4, 3 and 2 are official placings. Number 4, Catbird, ridden by Mark de Montfort.
682.50 on Super Tab. 3 a line, 3.10, and number 2 Shogun Lodge, 170.
Number 3 is second, and that is a line ridden by Rodney Quinn. And number 2, Shogun Lodge, in a photo for third, has run the minor end of the prize, ridden by John Marshall. The winner, $5.30 and $2. Number 3, $3.10. Number 2, paid $1.80. The Quinella, $26.50. Exacta, $54.60. Trifecta, $145.40. Well, of course, going back just a few years, by the way, the official fourth will be coming up shortly. The winner, Catbird, by the way, is by Danehill, the mighty Danehill from Fitting, a Masqué mare. They don't come much better bred, do they? Race for Mr. Ken Jones Jr. and Mrs. E. Jones, trained by Frank Cleary in Queanbeyan, bred by Mr. W. Doughty. And, of course, going back to 1992, the connections that have won the slipper this afternoon held high hopes of winning with Clan O'Sullivan, but Burst was just a little too good. But their horse this afternoon has been able to score, the first horse to win the Black Opal and the Golden Slipper. He scored by a neck in a blanket finish from a Lion who's by Night Shift from Super Trend, and a super run from the wide gate, John Hawkes, Rodney Quinn, and Shogun Lodge, the favourite, got a mile out of his ground and finished wide out for third. He's by Grand Lodge from Pride of Tarnee. A chestnut gelding to John Marshall, the rider, for trainer Bobby Thompson. The official fourth was number 7, Flying Through the Centre, Dangerous. Extra double, 5 and 4, 17.40. Well, Catbird has done it, ridden by Mark de Montfort, giving Mark his first success in a Golden Slipper Stakes. Gee, I tell you what, was flying home at the end, Dangerous. It's quite an emotional Frank Cleary now as he's interviewed after the event. Frank, former top footballer, and he's done a mighty job training racehorses. He was superbly confident about this horse's prospects, even with Redout's Choice in the field. He was given a lovely run by Mark de Montfort, and in a race where they spread right across the track, he and a line came away, and then it was left to horses on the outside, and then Dangerous to fly through the centre. Shogun Lodge's run was outstanding. He got a lot further back than I thought, but you can take nothing from Catbird. Now, the superfecta is 432, 7, 6 and 9. 432, 7, 6, 9, 10,329.90.
Ken Jones, who of course lives in Guam, he's been a big spender with the Frank Cleary stable. They buy many yearlings each year, and Ken's gone out the back. Mark de Montfort
just feels so good.
Being interviewed. In fact, we can hear Mark.
Put so much work into the horse. The owner's been so loyal with me, and the horse has just been so good to everyone else. It's just, mate, it's total relief. You know.
Tell us about the ride. Tell us about the run that you had.
We got away good, but there was a little bit of interference at the 850, and we went from sort of one off the fence to sort of 3 deep, but luckily my bloke avoided the bit of interference on his own. It putted us 3 wide, but he had cover on the turn, and he's just too good, mate. He's as good as what we thought he was. I'm just glad everyone else appreciates it now.
Well, they do. They appreciate it. They've given you the sensational round of applause coming back, and it turned out to be a real grinding slipper. I think he could go around again. He's very excited. Catbird.
There's Mark de Montfort on interview with Greg Radley on course in the Mounting Yard. There's Tony Burke from The Age in Melbourne as the gallery, the press gallery, get in on top of Mark de Montfort, but he of course has to weigh in. And let's have a look at the ride. This is how he did it over the final stages. He stayed out of trouble, Mark de Montfort. And it's always been said that he's as good a rider as anyone. There is no shadow of a doubt about that, given the amount of rides that he has for the winners he gets. He got to the outside at the top of the straight. It was the key move. You can see Dangerous badly held up. It might be said that Dangerous perhaps should have won the Golden Slipper, but the record books will show that Catbird and Mark de Montfort, Frank Cleary and part owner Ken Jones have taken this $2.5 million race after it was said that the Canberra form was suspect, and there might well have been a late scratching of Redout's Choice, but Catbird had to do it tough coming to the outside and went on to win. So it's Catbird down in the annals of history, $1.5 million first prize, which equates to $1,000 a second for the work of Mark de Montfort. $75,000 for his 5%. We'll be back in a moment with our next race coming up from Cheltenham.
Fishing.
For Catbird, $5.30. 3 a line, $3.10. 2 Shogun Lodge, $1.80. Quinella, $26.50. The trifecta, $145.40 in New South Wales. Let's go to the Gold Coast. Here's Steve.
Okay, Hilton. Set to go.
They jumped away in a pretty fair line. Storm and Prince Touch of Mahogany. New Trader out deep away smartly. Trips began well, and Slavonica's pushing up with Arabella. The inside of those cyber veins going to rail up on the inside of everything from Prince Lure, Arabian Magic, Sudden Treasure. Well back early, Joe Bananas, Marco Fumi, the bookmaker, and last of all is Tampico. 800 metres out, Snore the outside, Touch of Mahogany, and in the centre Slavonic, a length and a half further back, Trips on the outside of it, Arabella. The rails is Cyber Vein, followed by Sudden Treasure. Storm and Prince around the outside from Arabian Magic needing a run. Then Prince Lure, they've broken right away from Marco Fumi, Joe Bananas, the bookmaker, and Tampico. Slavonic took the lead on the turn. Snore second a neck away. New Trader giving ground, so too Touch of Mahogany. Trips into the clear. Wider out then was Arabella, followed by Prince Lure, Storm and Prince, Sudden Treasure, and Cyber Vein at Slavonic in front, running down to the 250. Trips is in second place now. Sudden Treasure into the clear, starting to run on, and further out on the track, Storm and Prince, Slavonic the leader. Sudden Sudden Treasure the outside and trips it. Slavonic in front, 100 to go. Sudden Treasure inch by inch, picking it back. It's sitting down, Slavonic. Sudden Treasure diving at it, Slavonic. Sudden Treasure, Slavonic. He's just won. Slavonic from Sudden Treasure trips third. The bookmaker, there's a run fourth. Behind it would have been Prince Lure, Arabian Magic, Storm and Prince, followed by New Trader, Joe Bananas, Marco Fumi, Cybervein, Touch of Mahogany, Harabella Tampico, and Snore has pulled up last.
Number 3, Slavonic, $4.10, $2. 6 Sudden Treasure, $2.30. 1 Trips at $1.80.
Super Tab, 3 Slavonic, $4.20, $1.90. 6 Sudden Treasure to pay $2.30, and number 1 Trips to pay $1.80. Daily Double Combination 4 and 3, $44.50.
Number 3 is the winner, Slavonic, Peter Mertens. It has fallen over the line to beat number 6 Sudden Treasure, ridden by Jason Patton, and third placing to 1 Trips.
And the totes, 3 Slavonic, $4.10, $2. 6 Sudden Treasure, $2.30. 1 Trips, $1.80. Quinella, $17.40. Exacta, $28.70. 361 Trifecta, $74.20. In the last, Rebecca.
We recorded this particular acceptance speech from winning trainer Frank Cleary.
Week has been magnificent to the directors of the STC, ladies and gentlemen, and most importantly, my owner Ken Jones, his manager Melvin Conley, from around all the, as we call them, the clan syndicate, but now we're the Cat Bird syndicate. 7 years we've waited, and 7-year itch is now over. But, you know, to all my friends back home, the tourists and the Dingo and all around Canberra, we had a pep talk from Laurie Daly yesterday morning. Laurie's just about to be named Australian captain once again, but he said to us, don't go too early, don't get trapped in. I said, well, stick with playing football, mate. Anyway, there's that many I can stay here forever. People at Maria, the houses down there, showed us where the beach was, showed us how to swim the horse without the vet trying to remember with him. But I think this preparation for this race, there's been some people very close to the horse. None more so than my son Ben. My wife Sue is probably my dad tackling things aren't quite right. And my jockey Mark Lamonti, who has to listen to my bullshit every morning. He's wore it, and Mark, I'm very proud of you, mate, you deserve one. And once again, thank everybody here. We're going to party, eh?
We do apologise for the quality of the audio there on that particular acceptance speech, but we could hear Frank, and he thanked many people, and the pep talk from Laurie Daly he also made mention of. The 8th at Rose Hill coming up quickly. A very rough golden slipper, no doubt.
They're racing. And immediately Glasgow dropped out a conspicuous last. Room for Slew getting back, and the big grey quick flick straight to the lead from Shin Can See, Federal Agent and Stony Bay, and then Bullseye followed by Confiscate, a length the Zerpoor, then Catalan Opening, Dr. Squill, Count Scenario followed by Sea Fighter, a length to Arm for Action, 2 lengths further back Golden Comet getting out of its ground, followed by Morphe, Glasgow, and Room for a Slew whips them in. Racing to the 1,000 metres, and Shin Can See takes over from Quick Flick, a length the Federal Agent. Stony Bay is 4th. Bullseye running 5th, and then Sea Fighter wider out from Confiscate, Catalan Opening, then Dr. Squill. Further back is Zerpoor from Arm for Action, worse than midfield, then Count Scenario, Morphe, followed by Golden Comet, second last Glasgow, and Room for a Slew is the tail ender. 600 metres left to travel, and Shin Can See by 3/4 of a length on Quick Flick. Over on the inside is the Ruffy Federal Agent from Stony Bay, Sea Fighter. 2 lengths to Bullseye, then a gap to Confiscate, a length and a half to Count Scenario, and over on the rails next is Catalan Opening as they swing around the corner. Arm for Action's got 5 behind him, straightening up, and again Quick Flick races up on the outside to take the lead from Shin Can See. There's plenty of room on the inside for Catalan Opening. Bullseye out of the clear, and Confiscate is starting to rush down the outside, and deeper out is Morphe. Confiscate hits the front, 100 to go. Room for a Slew from a mile back on the inside, but Confiscate in full flight, and Confiscate beat Room for a Slew. Morphe, I think, 3rd from Arm for Action and Catalan Opening, then Bullseye, Poor, Count Scenario, and then Federal Agent, Glasgow, Stony Bay, Quick Flick, followed by Sea Fighter. Shin Can See, and dropped right out of the race and beat 2 in, Golden Comet and Dr. Squill.
For Confiscate, 14.60. Go again, 15.70. That should read 15.70 and 3.80. 13 Room for a Slew, $17.70 the place, and 10 Morphe, $6.
$16 upwards. 15 to 1. Waiting for the numbers to come up. Confiscate, with the blinkers coming down the outside. Room for a Slew couldn't match him. And Confiscate has paid $16.80 officially, and $4.80 as the numbers flash up. 4, 13 and 10. Room for a Slew, number 13, Alan Robbins, in second, has paid $15.10. And number 10 in third spot, Morphe, ridden by Corey Brown, will pay $7.60. The trifecta will be healthy, won't it? Well, here's the Quinella, $626.80. The Exacta has paid $820.50. And the trifecta, $1,178.1. So $11,781.70. The winner, Confiscate, trained by John Hawkes for the Woodland Stud by Sir Tristram from Winsomley, a 6-year-old bay gelding. Larry Cassidy aboard, 39 starts, 11 wins. From number 13, Room for a Slew, trained by Clary Connors, Alan Robinson, and number 10 in the third spot, Morphe, is by Geiger Counter, Hawaiian Storm, Bart Cummings, Corey Brown. The fourth was number 3, and that was Armed for Action. The winning margin was a neck, 1.5 lengths separated second and third. They've run very good time here, 1:27.74. So that's not far outside Soho Square's long-standing record that stood for 6 years of 1:27.38.
Correct weight, Queanbeyan.
Meters in 34.43. Confiscate, a brilliant winner.
More from Ian in a moment. Third Perth arriving at the start. One Fleeting Chance, $9.60.
$1,000 race on the card. All in, set and racing in the last at Caulfield, and Gentleman Jack began well, headed off immediately by Graceful Encounter. Chimwood and Rembetic are away quickly, and Siobhan slotting in about 5th or 6th, and they're followed further back in the field by Stonington going forward, Sport Circuit out wider, and then Dancing Sculptor. Sailor's Courage towards the end in company with Jet Lag, Royal Caliph and Melos is last of all. Rembetic has worked up on the outside and is dicing for the lead with Gentleman Jack. They go into the back together. Stonington trapped out wide in third place. Graceful Encounter over on the inside, and Sport Circuit is deep too. About a length further back is Siobhan running about 6th on the inside, and then Dancing Sculptor. A neck to Chemwood, a length and a half to Royal Caliph. Sailor's Courage, Jet Lag is around him, and Melos is last of all. They're going helter-skelter in front. They're inside the 1,000 metres. Rembetic are on the outside of Gentleman Jack. A length and a half away third, Stonington, followed by Graceful Encounter running fourth. Back behind it then came Sport Circuit outside Siobhan. Dancing Sculptor off the track, followed by Chemwood, Royal Caliph, Jet Lag, Sailor's Courage, and 2 lengths to Melos. Heading to the 600 metres now, and Rembetic drawing about a half length in front of Gentleman Jack, who's hard ridden to be there. In third placing, Stonington from Graceful Encounter, who's been on the pace with good cover all the way, running fourth in the red cap. Then Dancing Sculptor answering pressure around the outside, followed by Chemwood coming into it, and then Jet Lag as they corner, and Rembetic first for home. Graceful Encounter's out to have a crack at it now. Rembetic led Graceful Encounter, and then Stonington third, and Royal Caliph running on fairly. Rembetic the leader near the 200. Graceful Encounter's trying hard and coming home. Rembetic from Graceful Encounter, and Royal Caliph through in the middle. Rembetic tackled by Graceful Encounter and Royal Caliph. Rembetic Graceful Encounter. Graceful Encounter goes home the best and wins. Graceful Encounter. A photo for the miners, Royal Caliph and Rembetic. A gap behind them fourth, then Stonington. Graceful Dancing Sculptor, followed further back by Melos, who made ground from the rear. Siobhan and Chemwood, and then Sailor's Courage, and back behind them Gentleman Jack towards the end, trailed by Sports Circuit and Jet Lag. Stand by for numbers. Graceful Encounter coming home the better. Ridden by Damien Oliver will get the